Yo, what's up, guys? Mo Knows NFL here, back with another podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about who I will want the next head coach of the Commanders to be. We're going to talk about my top 3 candidates and why I would want those guys to be the head coach of the Commanders next. So first, I want to start with the coach that is most likely going to be the next head coach of the Commanders, according to the media, and that is Ben Johnson. He is currently the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. This is his second season as an offensive coordinator. And as I see on social media, this is who the fans would like to be the next head coach. In my personal opinion, I think Ben Johnson, I feel like he has a lot of potential. The offense that he runs in Detroit is really good. And you can look at the development of Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver, and just look how far he came. I feel like Ben Johnson deserves a lot of credit for the development, scheming him to be wide open and things like that. I feel like Ben Johnson is a really good coach. Something interesting about him is that he also played for the University of North Carolina. He was a walk-on quarterback there. And, Sam Howell also went to the same college. Also Drake May, who we are looking at, I assume, at the quarterback position. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this offseason plays out. See if he sticks with Sam Howell, see if he drives Drake May, or see if they go in the other direction. Since he went to that college, I assume that he keeps up with the college and, how well they do. And I'm very sure that he's very knowledgeable on the quarterback. So I'm very excited to see, who's going to be the starting quarterback week 1 of the 2024 season. But overall, Ben Johnson, he's a good coach. I think he's probably my first choice, just because he played the quarterback position. But also, if we get a new quarterback in the draft, he can help develop him. He also runs a very good offense in Detroit, and I feel like that would help our rookie quarterback out. Our offense was very bad this year. So was our defense, but our offense was really bad. And I feel like if we can get a good offensive-minded coach, that'll help us out a lot. That'll really help us out a lot. And I wouldn't mind having Ben Johnson at all. But let's get to the next coach. So the next coach I want to talk about is Mike Macdonald. He's a defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. I known about him for a little while now, since he was a defensive coordinator at Michigan. He ran 2 really good defenses, the one in Michigan and the one currently with the Ravens. The thing I like about him is when him and Ben Johnson played against each other, I believe the score was like 38-6. So yeah, with that score, you can really tell that he really outcoached Ben Johnson. And I know it's not just him coaching as a head coach, it's the other coordinators and the players that are actually playing the game. But with a score like 38-6, I would definitely say that Mike Macdonald outcoached Ben Johnson. So that's something to also take account. But overall, I really wouldn't mind having Mike Macdonald as the next head coach. I feel like he's a really good coach and a really good, bright young mind. And I feel like he can definitely help us get to where we want to be. The only thing about Mike Macdonald that I don't like is that, to me, I believe he's a little inexperienced as a coach. He been coaching since 2008 when he was coaching in high school, but then in 2010 he started as a graduate assistant at Georgia. So he been coaching for like 14 years now. But as like the main guy, as the main defensive coordinator, he just started coaching that in 2021. And that's also the same thing for Ben Johnson. He just became the offensive coordinator like 2 seasons ago. So I feel like that's my bone to pick with both of them, as they're both unexperienced as calling plays and like the main guy. But I feel like I don't know how all young coaches start off, but I feel like Mike Macdonald, I feel like that'll be a good choice for us. He's just a little unexperienced, like I said, and yeah, I wouldn't mind having him at all. I feel like that's my second option: Ben Johnson number 1 and Mike Macdonald number 2. So for the last coach that we're gonna be talking about today, my third option, I will take Jim Harbaugh. Mainly because he's just a winner. Everywhere he goes, he wins. That's what I like. He's also very experienced. He's been coaching for a very long time, and he just coming off a national championship, so that's also enticing as well. The thing about Jim Harbaugh though is like, okay, we had the second overall pick and we need a quarterback. So if Jim Harbaugh comes to us, will he bring JJ McCarthy with him? No shade to JJ McCarthy, but I don't want him to start a quarterback on my team. I just don't. And the only thing about Jim Harbaugh is, if he comes to Commanders, is he bringing JJ McCarthy with him? I hope not. If he's bringing JJ McCarthy with him, stay far away from the Commanders. If you're not, and you're gonna make the logical decision and either draft Drake May or Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels or stick with Howell, I'm all with. Do not bring JJ McCarthy to the Commanders. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I feel like I don't really need to talk about Jim Harbaugh just because he's like very well known. Everybody knows we're gonna get out of him. You're gonna get a lot of wins. He's a very good coach. But just the only knock I have to him is do not bring JJ McCarthy. Please don't. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Just stay tuned for what I have coming next. I think I'm gonna talk about what I would want, like the perfect off season for me, what I think we should do and things like that. I think that's gonna be the next video. But yeah, just stay tuned. Peace.